Everyone, welcome to CommerceNet Scholars. I hope you all are perfectly fit and fine and you are being regular with the studies. In today's video, we'll be discussing about microfinance and the microfinance institutions that are operative in India. We'll understand the meaning of microfinance as well as we'll understand that what institutions or what organizations are running within India that are providing financial assistance to these organizations at the small or medium or tiny level. So let's start with today's video and first understand the meaning of microfinance. Microfinance can be defined as small scale financial services, primarily credit and savings provided to people who farm, fish or herd. People who are employed into any agricultural activity, into poultry or farming activities are provided with microfinance. As the name suggests, microfinance, that is a small amount of finance that is made available to them just because they are not running any large institute. Merely for their survival they want to run a small business, so we as banks help them by providing financial assistance under the scheme of microfinance. It also refers to all types of financial services provided to low income households and enterprises, not only for farming and fishing or cattle rearing. We are also providing financial assistance under microfinance to the lower income household groups and the enterprises that are set up at the small or medium scale. Microfinance grows out of developmental roots. This can be termed as the alternative commercial sector. Talking about the commercial banks, the loans and all that the commercial banks are providing, apart from that the microfinance institutions are also providing financial assistance but at the tiny, small or medium level. So herein we can understand that these are creating an alternative commercial sector in the economy. Microfinance institutions classified under the head are promoted by the alternative sector and target the poor. So basically microfinance is this particular scheme or this particular terminology was introduced with an aim of helping the poor or the backward sections of the society who can avail small amount of funds and finances at a cheaper rate. Along with that, certain institutions were handed over this power and the function of regulating the issue of microfinance in the economy. Talking about the role of microfinance institutions that we need to understand, the first role is financial depth and diversity contribute to economic growth and development. But obvious, when you are making available the funds and finances even to the lower sections of the society, you are somewhere helping in economic growth and development, because now they will be capable enough to earn their own livelihood on their own responsibility. Next is promotes financial inclusion, which in turn helps the poor build assets and better manage risk. Financial inclusion is simply a concept wherein we are providing banking services to almost every section of the society and almost every area of the country, even if it is in the rural and backward areas of the country. So herein, talking about microfinance, we are promoting financial inclusion as we are providing our banking service, including the financial assistance to the poor sections of the society, to the backward sections of the society also. Next is poverty reduction and improvement of living standards. Obviously, when you will be, in case you are belonging to a really backward or poor section of the society and you get benefits of the microfinances, now you will be able to sustain your life. Now you will be able to run a business for yourself from which you can earn a livelihood, and once you have earn something, it's but obvious there will be reduction in poverty and your standard of living will improve. Next is social intermediation. Provision of microfinance often integrates with developmental activities such as training in practical skills, entrepreneurship, etc. There have been a number of schemes that have been introduced at the rural and backward level to you can say enhance the skills and creativity and the entrepreneurship within the employees so that they can perform better in the business areas in which they are working correctly. And the next is achievement of the MDGs. MDGs are the Millennium Development Goals. There are at present there are 8 Millennium Developmental Goals. They aim to eliminate poverty, hunger, disease, all that, and they have a target to eliminate all these problems from the economy. They had a target of removing all this by 2015. Now since they were not exactly achieved, so now we had the sustainable developmental goals. So this was the role of microfinance institutions. Let's understand what are the microfinance institutions in the country. Talking about the microfinance institutions, these are the organizations or associations of individuals that provide financial services to the poor. This we have already discussed. Now how are they going to disburse these microfinances? Let's understand. One way is through formal institutions and the other way is through informal institutions. Talking about the formal institutions, you will have wholesale lenders like NABARD, that obviously is vested with the powers and functions of boosting the agricultural and rural development in the economy. SIDBI, that is providing development to small scale industries. RMK is basically Rashtriya Mahila Kosh, which was set up in 1993 by Government of India, and it provides financial assistance to poor and women who have no asset on their name. Then we have HDFC, Housing Development Finance Corporation. Then we have FWWB. FWWB is Friends of Women's World Banking, which was established in 1982, and it was established by Ella Bhatt. Head office is in Gujarat. Again, it works towards providing financial assistance to women. Full form is Friends of Women's World Banking. Then we have HUDCO, that is Housing and Urban Development Corporation, that provides financial assistance for developing the housing facilities as well as providing development facilities at the urban level. So these are the first slot of the formal institutions that are going to provide for microfinance facilities. Then we have the retail level banks. Wholesale level में you have all these institutions. Retail level में आपके पास you will have commercial banks, all the commercial banks that are running in the economy, the SBI and the other nationalized banks. Then we'll have the regional rural banks that are providing credit facilities in the rural areas, and then we'll have the cooperative banks that are established under the Cooperative Societies Act. We have already discussed about commercial, regional and cooperative banks. And the last slot of formal institutions will be SHGs, that is the self-help groups or the individuals that are voluntarily coming up to help in the development of poor or the backward areas, people who are willing to run business in the backward areas. So basically these self-help groups can be easily understood at the NGOs that are running. Now talking about the informal institutions, we'll have the lenders, investors and donors. Whatever private lenders, you must have heard about the money lenders who are lending money. Now people have become all the more advanced, and the concept of financial inclusion has also come up as a boon for the society. So now people avoid taking money from the private money lenders, rather they approach the banks. The only problem is that when you approach the banks for money, you have to follow certain procedures, certain security etc. has to be given, but while approaching the money lenders, they just charge you high rate of interest and there are no formalities to be done. So in the previous time, people found it more easy to avail the lenders. Still there are people in the backward and rural areas who avail the money lenders to avail funds in case they need it. So in formal institutions, you have lenders, investors and donors who are donating for the betterment of the society. Talking about the microfinance institutions at the informal level, we'll have non-profit MFIs, that is the NGOs that are not running for the profit motives. Then we'll have cooperative microfinance institutions. Then we'll have profit making microfinance institutions, that is the non-banking financial companies. You must have heard about Muthoot Finance and all, that comes under NBFCs. Now this slot of MFIs is made up of the wholesaler and retail level of the formal institutions, and the last for informal institutions is the self-help groups or the joint liability group. Now these joint liability groups are what? They are you can say an organization or a group of individuals that take loans by forming small groups, and their liability is shared among all. Whoever all those who are involved into that particular group, they are going to share the liability of the loans equally. So this was all about the microfinance institutions. I hope it is clear to you all. Any doubt you can mention down in the comment section below. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.